Okay, that's how you send data using $.ajax. But what about the load function? We saw in the last section that if you're going to talk to the server, grab some result, and stick that result directly in the page without ever modifying it, without looking at it first, content-centric Ajax, that load simplifies your life greatly. You just say, go to that URL and insert it into this region. Or another way of reading it is find all things that match this selector pattern and load into them the contents of this address. Okay, that's all great and we liked it a lot, but there wasn't an options object. With $.ajax, we used curly braces, and the argument to $.ajax was an object that had various different properties. But load isn't that way. The first argument is just a string, the address. So load can be called with two arguments. And the second argument to load is just the parameter string. Now you can build that parameter string any way you want. You can call val, val, val on a bunch of text fields and then call escape, 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 and then smash them together in a string. Or you can do what we just looked at in the previous section. Give names, not IDs, to the input elements. Give an ID to the form itself, and use serialize to build the whole string automatically. All right, so here is a version that uses load. And it's different from the previous example in a couple of ways. The main way is that because it's using load, I don't supply a success handler. My success handler in the previous examples, to keep them simple, used a pop-up dialog box. And we've said before, oh, in real-life applications, users don't like that. They think that means an error. You should insert it into the page. I was concentrating on the data property, so I didn't do that. But load does that automatically. And in this case, I am going to use serialize to build the data string, just as in the previous example with $.ajax. So now the names of my input elements have to be param1 and param2. Not the IDs, the names, just as before. And because I'm using serialize, I give an ID to the form. And because I'm using load, in other words, insert some results into the page, I need a placeholder with an ID. All right, let's run this last example. So I type something into the first text field. I type something into the second text field. When I send it to the server, and the server returns a string based on those parameters, rather than popping it up in an alert box, I'm going to insert it into the page. Now, we've done this process before using load, but this time we're also sending data to the program, and load uses that result. And just to verify that URL encoding, escaping is going on properly, let's deliberately type in some special characters. No problem. The server successfully reads them.